Hello and welcome to this new video in the SQL section. In this video, we are going to learn a feature along with create table. Now in the past several videos, we have seen 5 constraints. This isn't some kind of constraint, but it is an added feature which can help you to achieve auto incrementing. So for example, I have this employees table, create table script for employees, and we have seen primary key. What it does is it ensures that you don't have any duplicate. So that's fine. However, what feature we are interested in is, let's say each time you insert a row in employee ID or any column, you want the number to auto increment. So it should be like if there are 10 employee IDs already and the last employee ID is 10, the next one should be 11 when you insert the row. And this should happen automatically. This feature is called as auto incrementing. So let us see how to do this. So let me name this table as employees underscore auto increment. All you got to do is add a feature or a keyword to this called as identity. And this takes 2 inputs. First is the starting point and another is the increment by. So 1 comma 1 means from which number do you want to start? I want to start from 1, but that's not compulsory, which I will prove it. And then after subsequent rows are inserted, or for each subsequent row, by how many value or how much value you want to increment it by. So in this example, for the first time when you insert the row, the employee ID will be set to 1. Thereafter, every row will automatically increment by 1. Let us see this more practically. Along with this, you may have primary key also, but that is optional. So for example, you can add a primary key over here. That is optional. So let me run this and then we will run this. So for example, I insert this into this table. Alright. Now when you do so, it tells that you cannot insert explicit value for identity column when the identity insert is set to off. So what happens is by default, the identity insert is set to off. What does this mean? Now, since you have created this table and for employee ID you have set identity, it means that automatically the values will be inserted and incremented. You don't have to explicitly pass while inserting them or loading them. So what you have to do in this case, for now, you will remove this. And just to confirm, there is no data as of now in this table. There you go. Now let us insert one row affected. And you see number 1, Jack. Now let us try. Let me insert another row. So for example, with some other salary and some other date. So you insert this and then you select. Now you see automatically the next time the ID has been set to 2. This has only happened because of the feature of identity. So again, to decode this or understand, identity is an auto increment feature. It takes in 2 inputs, starting point and increment by. So here in this case, it is starting from 1 and then thereafter it is incrementing every row by 1. So now if you insert another row, it will be 3 and so onwards. Fine. It is not compulsory that you start with always 1 and increment with 1. You can start with any number and you can increment with any number. Let me show you. I'll copy all of this, insert a new query window, and let us call this as 2. So let us try something else. You can start from 100. So you'll do this way. Start from 100 and increment by 1. So I'll run this. Currently there is no data. Let us insert the first row. There you go. It started at 100. Now I'll insert the second row. 101. So this proves that you should not, it is not compulsory always to start with 1. You can start with any number. Next thing is you can also increment by any number. Quickly let me show you. So I can say increment by 5 and let's say start at 200 just for a variation. So 3, execute. This is done. And here I will say 3. First row inserted. Let us check. It started at 200, fine. Now the time to test increment by. Inserted the row, and now you see 205. So every row thereafter will be increased by 5. So the next row will be 210, 215, 220. So this is what nothing is called as an auto increment feature. It is good to know if you ever see that when you generate a create table script, or maybe you get that error, you should know why you're getting that error. It is only because the auto increment feature is set to true, or it has been defined by using the identity. So someone might ask you, maybe an interview, you never know what all things can come across, that how do you set auto increment on a table? This is how you do it, by identity. So that's it in this video. See you in the next one.